Yes, when the temperature drops and you also have rain or you have snow like we're expecting coming, then like the bridge here behind me, you may not be able to see it that well, but underneath that big air pocket, that's where the trouble begins. So on a little bit more of a smaller scale here on this bridge here, what we're going to talk about is how, of course, the air can pass over the bridge, but underneath is where you get a little trouble too, because what happens is there's cold air underneath, cold air on top, and so the bridge really just has nothing left to do but freeze faster than the ground does. Now, I did speak with State Highway Administration, and they said they have crews ready to go, and around 9 o'clock, they're going to get out there and they're going to start salting the roads. But they did say we got a little help from Mother Nature. Now, take a look at the ground here. Now, the ground, because of the weather we've had recently, is a little bit warmer, so it's going to melt the snow a little bit faster, just like the highway. But for the most part, the bridges, they don't have that same luxury. So when you're out there, drive safe, be careful, and slow down. Reporting live tonight in Pocomoke, Tony Hurst, WBOC News. Now, when you shop in JCPenney in Salisbury, you may see some new technology. It's called
a Libby device. It is a mobile iPod, and what we do is we can help customers anywhere in the store. We're not restrained to the traditional POS registers.
The old point-of-sale registers are traditional, but these new devices can send receipts to your email, or you can still use paper. Leaving some saying,
"That's weird."
So while you're shopping, all you're going to have to do is find a sales associate with one of these. Then you can swipe, sign, or put in your PIN, and you're pretty much good to go. But what do the customers feel about these new devices? Eleanor Brazier says she may need some time to adjust.
Because I've never done it before. If I've gotten used to it, I'm not used to all the new electronic things. I just feel more comfortable with the cash register.
And others are more comfortable with the new technology. First-timers say they look forward to seeing it more.
It was interesting. I had never seen anything like it before. Coming from other stores, I'm just not too familiar with it, but it's different. It's really fun to have. So.
Very nice experience. I think it'll work well, especially when the store is crowded.
I think it's great. I think it's like today's everything else.
After pinpointing damaged locations in Crisfield just a day ago, it's time for the volunteers to get their marching orders on where to help. This group started at the home of Joyce Ward, who says she wouldn't know where she would be without these volunteers.
I think it's God sent. I've never been so overwhelmed with so many people that are willing to help. And it's just wonderful.
At the home of Connie Windsor, these trees that fell will be cut up for her. And she too is taken back by the kindness of people helping her.
I think it's wonderful, and I am so glad it's being done. It'll save my husband a lot of work. And the next thing is I'm going to make a donation big time.
And the volunteers, they're just happy to help out.
She was surprised. Yeah, she didn't know what she was going to do until we came around to ask her if she needed to clean it up.
And the Emmanuel United Methodist Church right now serves as a food bank and clothing donation location for anyone who needs the help.
We are just so fortunate that we're able to even provide the space for it, because so many people are still digging out from the mud and the muck, and so we're really happy.
You've seen the commercials.
That's the kind of senator I've tried to be.
We are better than this.
How do we fix our economy? Create jobs.
But what's top priority if elected? Incumbent Senator Ben Cardin says jobs.
What I want to do in my next term is we got to create more jobs. We need to come together, Democrats and Republicans, for a budget that makes sense for our country, that deals with our deficit, that invests in our future and creates jobs.
It's a lot of farmland, because you only have, from what I've seen.
Cardin's Republican challenger is former Secret Service agent Dan Bongino. He wants to tackle the nation's growing debt.
It's disturbing. You know, again, we have to ask ourselves, how did we get here? How did we get to the point where we have this group of elected officials that never feel the pain of their own bad legislation?
I put my money where my mouth is.
Another candidate is Rob Sabani. He spent $4 million of his own money for his campaign and promises to bring in $5.5 billion to spur Maryland's economy.
I'm going to put my country and the state of Maryland above my party loyalties. I'll stand up to anybody that's going to be between me and creating jobs for the Eastern Shore.
Does Cardin win a second term, or will Maryland elect a new senator? Voters decide tomorrow. Tony Hurst, WBOC News.